Hi guys, thanks for dropping in for another fun-filled Slimefun episode with Boomer. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff put together and you're wondering, what are we up to today? Well, if you saw by the title, you obviously already know. We want to get networks going. And the first thing we need to do before we can really start is a cargo manager. And this is just about, I think, everything we need. It's just kind of arranged a little funny here. So, first of all, let me say hi to everybody. Hey, here we are. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get to work. Let's build this cargo manager. This was labor intensive for sure. This falls under cargo management. Cargo manager. On a scale from 1 to 5 cost wise, I'd probably give this a 5 to a 6. It wiped me down on a lot of my resources. I even had to stop and pull up the industrial miner and do 5 or 6 digs to get enough coal to complete this. So this has a lot of expensive items in it. The main one, well, really 3: the hologram projector, the reinforced plates, and a cargo motor. Now, I think cargo motor by itself isn't all that expensive, but it needs hardened glass, which involves another reinforced plate. The Android memory core, it's kind of expensive. Aluminum bronze are cheap. So let's kind of look through this. A hologram projector, 3 aluminum brass, 1 motor, and a power crystal. Power crystal gets a little bit expensive because of the synthetic diamond. You need a lot of carbon. You actually have to make a chunk out of that. So we need a carbon chunk because we need 8 compressed carbon, which means we need 32 carbon, which means we need 256 coal. So keep that in mind. Every time you ever have to make a synthetic diamond, it's 256 coal. The synthetic sapphires aren't too bad. Lapis, aluminum, and glass. So we need one of those to get 3 hologram projectors, although we only need 1 projector, so we'll save the other 2 for something I've got planned down the road. Reinforced plates. These are the expensive boogers. So these are the most expensive ingots to make. It takes 8 of the most expensive ingots to make to get 1 plate. So what is this made out of? Why is this so expensive? 24 karat gold, right? And by the way, I needed 24 of these because I need 3 plates. So 24 karat gold, 24 billion. Now, billion on its own isn't expensive. Silver, copper, and silver. All right. Solder, same thing. Lead, tin, and lead, if I remember right. Yep. So those are relatively inexpensive. The gold's a tiny bit more, and it's a little bit more time consuming because you've got to start with dust and then smelt it over and over with more dust to get it to 24. Corinthian bronze, not bad. Copper, gold, silver, and a bronze ingot, I'll give it a 2. Here's where it starts getting expensive. The Damascus steel ingot starts with steel ingots, and then you got iron dust, iron ingots, and carbon. Well, in the steel ingot, you already have carbon. So I needed 16 steel ingots to make 16 Damascus, so I need 32 carbon. Oh, and by the way, hardened steel ingots, or hardened metal, needs another 16 Damascus. So that was 48 carbon, and then you needed 24 compressed carbon on top of it. I lost track of how much coal I went through already. Duralumin, the same kind of inexpensive to build, and aluminum bronze, essentially the same thing. Those are like 1s, 2s at the most. So Damascus, hardened, Corinthian bronze, gold, billion, and solder, all to make 24 reinforced ingots. Just to give me 3 pressure plates, or 3 really reinforced plates. All right, so on top of that, then we need a cargo motor. We need another electric motor, 2 silver ingots, no big deal. 2 electromagnets, no big deal. These are probably 2 to 3. The hardened glass is where you needed that extra reinforced plate and then 8 glass. And then finally, to finish this up, 2 very inexpensive ingots. So we're going to start crafting all this. So I kind of tried to put this all together. So this will give us our power crystals. So we'll start with these. So we need to put 3 in each corner. We're going to put the synthetic diamonds in the middle and then synthetic sapphire. 1, 2, 3. Why did I grab that? There's our power crystal. Now 2 of these go in here. So now let's take the brass. Tin goes in the middle. 2 glass and 2 power crystals. Oops, I got them backwards. This is glass on top, crystals on the side. There we go. There's our memory core. That's part of our final crafting solution. All right, so there's number 3. Remember, I do these in layers just to try to make it. So we got the bottom layer. Let's go ahead and get the reinforced plate. In order to do that, we have to smelt all those ingots. We need 24, so let's grab all of them right away. And let's go smelt these things. A lot of money, time, and effort. Well, not really money, but a lot of resources, time, gathering, and then a lot of smelting. Oh, I finally ran out of flint and steel. Can you believe that? I put a whole ton of them in here to start with. I think it's 5 is what it holds. No, it's 9. It's an anvil. Oh, no, yeah, anvil. So it should hold 9. Not an anvil, you Goomba. Actually, I don't need that clay. I've got so much clay, it's no big deal. Oh, so we gotta start the fire back up. We should have one in here. I should move all those flint and steel over here, and we'll do that later. But now that we're back up and running, let's finish this. All right, we got our 24. Now, if I remember right, it's a compressor. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's our reinforced plates. We are going to have to, at some point, set all this up and automate that sucker. All right, what's next? Got to go back up another level. Cargo motor. Let's start by making the hardened glass. So we need the 8 glass plus the reinforced plate. So grab me the 8 glass. We've got our last reinforced plate. By the way, if you guys didn't know, we're going to be able to fully automate. This is going to be great. Cobble, then stone, sand, glass, and gravel can be 100% fully automatable, and we'll work on that over time. All right, so there's our 16 hardened glass. We need that other reinforced plate. Did I leave it in my inventory? Did I put it in here? Oh, no, wait a minute. No, we just used it. Never mind, we got the hardened glass. Okay. Boomer's having a moment. Okay, the 2 silver ingots. Let's grab those. There's our 2 silver. And 2 electromagnets. Let's grab those. Okay, and then finally, the electric motor. So we need a magnet and 6 coils. So we got a magnet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Magnets here. I don't know why I crafted some and not all of them. Okay, Boomer. You got to turn that into an electromagnet. You know what? Let's just do all of them right away. No, I only need 4 batteries, but got them Duracells for backup, right? All right. There we go. There's our 4 electromagnets. So we'll put the extra back in there. Yep. Okay. Just craft them right away. We're going to be using, over time, you know, we're going to go through these. Let's see. 24. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our 4 electric motors. Okay, so do we have everything in here? Let's see. Electric motor, 2 silver ingots, 2 electromagnets, and hardened glass. We do. Let's put this sucker together. 3, 4. Silver ingot. Whoops. Silver ingot. Electric motor. Electromagnet. Boom. There's 4 cargo motors. That is a nice thing, though, is it does yield 4 cargo motors. So it's not like you got to do that to get 1. All right, so the last thing left, hologram projector. 3 aluminum brass, 1 motor, 1 power crystal. We've got all that already. There's our aluminum brass, right? 1 motor and 1 power crystal. 3 hologram projectors. So hologram projectors are really cool. You simply put it down and you can control the text that's going to display above them and how far above or below it is. You get a certain amount of characters you can put in there. And we're going to be using those. You know, most people tend to use item frames. And I'm thinking I might, down the road, I might want to use some hologram projectors as well. Just because you can see it. You know, as you turn and you run around it, it turns with you. So if you want to see what something is without having to go to where the item frame is, it gives you an advantage. The disadvantage is you saw just how expensive it is. Okay, so let's Grab our bronze, that, bum, 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 and let's make this thing. Ready? You ready for the big reveal? You're ready to have some fun? All right, me too. And our electric motor, right? No, cargo motor. Sorry, guys. Right, that was a cargo motor? Yeah. Cargo manager built. Now, the cargo manager itself, let me pull it up here for you. Okay. Cargo manager itself does not need power, nor do the nodes. It's going to be the machines that they're going to be attached to that will require the power. So I did a network tutorial some time ago, and it's in the very beginning of this series, probably around episode 8 or 9 would be my guess. I'd have to go back and look. We are going to update it and redo it for this pack, as well as probably to spend a little bit more time talking about it. We've learned that the channel is a lot more powerful than we initially thought and could handle a lot more. I had done a test creative world for a few episodes here, which we've abandoned because we wanted to go this route instead. And I probably had 200 items running on the same channel with no lag on my server. Now, granted, it's just me, and I was running a pretty substantial amount of memory for just me. I think at the time I was running 4 gigs. And zero lag. TPS was 20 constantly. Given where the machine I have right now, I actually have it set up with 8 simply just because of all the plugins and how crazy I wanted to go. But no big deal. Okay, so I'm going to place down the cargo manager just so you can see what it looks like. So what it's looking for is a cargo node, meaning an input or an output node or an advanced output node. You also have connectors that are part of the network. What the connector does, because just like power, the cargo can only go so far. Power from a capacitor or from the machine can have 6 blocks in between the machine and another capacitor. So our Carbonado solar generator that's outside of this house right now can transmit power essentially to a 7th block away. You can have 6 spaces between it and a capacitor. Cargo is just a little bit less. From the cargo manager or from a connector to another connector, you can have 5 spaces in between. If you try to go 6, the network won't connect. So you have to plan that out. So when you're building everything, you're really going to build it 5 apart. And as we start building frames and networks in here, we'll show you how this all works again. But just having the cargo manager itself, isn't going to get items from our cobblestone chests into a grinder, into a gold pan, into a dust washer. It's just not going to do it. We need to make the remaining items. So for the moment, I'm just going to place the cargo manager down and just leave it. Now you can do one thing with the cargo manager. You can turn the visualizer on or off. Now I have all my particle animations off because it's very annoying playing it to me, much less on camera. When you're running it, if you right click it and the visualizer's on, you'll see, depending on your texture pack, either a red or blue. Maybe it's green. If you don't have a texture pack to cover it, I do have my pack on, don't I? I'm pretty sure I do. Whoop, go back. Yeah, Slimefun's on. Okay. So I must not have something right, or this texture pack doesn't have it. I know I have a lot of the animations turned off, simply just not being annoying on camera. But you'll be able to see that. So if you're playing on a server, you are probably going to see that. I would highly recommend you leave those off, only because they do contribute to server lag to a minor extent. And again, if you ever want to know if a node is connected to the network, you right-click the node, and it will say X or check mark to tell you yes or no that it is. So we need to make some connectors, some input and output nodes. I want to do the advanced output nodes because you can program them specifically. It's like a filter or a blacklist. You can use the advanced output nodes as a black or a white list to allow only certain items to go in it. So for example, when we start using the dust pans or the automated dust washers, they're going to take the sifted ore, give us our 9 different dust. And on the same channel, I can send it to 9 different chests and give that one a white list to say, here's what comes through only. So I have 1 for aluminum, 1 for copper, 1 for gold, 1 for iron, 1 for lead, 1 for magnesium, silver, tin, and zinc. There's your 9 items. And those, for example, could be those 9 chests. And actually, what those 9 chests are on the bottom, they're just not connected to a network. We're actually going to build a new building to house what we're building in here. It's probably going to connect off of here just to get into it for the short term. So I'm probably going to bust a hole through one of these and make some type of temporary tunnel to get to the other building. But we need to make all the network stuff, and then we've got to start building ore grinders. We've got to build gold pans, and we got to build dust washers. To start with, because I'm not going to have a ton of resources right off the bat, I'm going to be ecstatic if I can get one of each to start with. Now, there are other items in here that will do the same. If you've been playing Slimefun for a long time, you're probably used to the process of going from some sort of cobble generating system. Then you're taking that to the grinder, busting it down to gravel. From there, you're used to taking the gravel to a gold pan, having it produce sifted ore, clay, flint, and iron nuggets, and then taking that to a dust washer, the sifted ore, to get your 9 different types of dust. There are parts of Slimefun. There's actually 2 in here. And I apologize. I should have written down where they're at. I believe one of them is in here. Let me see. No, it's not the infinity. I know there's one on this side for sure. Anyways, what it'll do, it's like I could have sworn it was one of the infinities. Well, anyways, there's 2 of them in here, and I'll try to find them. That will allow you to automatically turn, yeah, it's in here now that I think about it. No, or maybe not. Well, anyways, you're going to automatically have one machine that will turn cobblestone into Slimefun dust. And I wish I had put this together ahead of time. I apologize, guys. No, it's not the element extractor. Stone crusher, so this can crush cobble in the gravel. Cobblestone generator we already have. Well, anyways, I'll find them and I'll make sure we'll talk about it or pull them up so that you guys know. Here we go. Oh no, that's the ingot one. Workbook, crank generator, dust fabricator. Bingo, here it is. So if you want to, now this does require a lot more power. Let's be honest, 426 joules per second versus the other ones run, a level 3 runs about 40 to 50 each. So you're talking triple the power, but one machine, it runs at 10 times the speed. So you're going to get dust a heck of a lot faster by using the electric dust fabricator. So what does this consist of? 2 electric motors, a level 3 dust washer, blistering ingot, 2 electric gold pan level 3s, and 3 electric ore grinders level 2, so highest of each. It's a lot of work. So it does cost initially more to make them, but if you've got the power to run, this will be much faster and will require long-term, less effort. I mean, less power to run it, less setup, less input nodes, less output nodes. So it's more to craft it, but we should be able to fully automate 95% of automatically crafting the electric dust fabricator. The only thing that we're going to have to work on, I believe, is the dust washer, because it requires water buckets. Now, I haven't tested it yet, but the last version of Slimefun I played on, vanilla items that were non-stackable would not work in an automatic crafting chamber. I don't know if that's been changed since then. I've seen bits of rumors on the internet about it, but I haven't tested it yet. So when we get to that point, we'll try it. So I'm going to get the resources. Hopefully I have enough resources left to, I just want to get set up and get the basic things put together. So I'm going to step away. We'll wrap this quick little episode up on getting the cargo network going. And I should actually, hopefully just a few hours after this one, we should have this one done and the next one ready to go for you here pretty soon. So don't forget, when you're playing Minecraft, to go boomer or go home. We'll see you later.